This is a rare occurrence. All three of us are here.
In one shed.
In one shed from the Real Country File. Anyway, coming up this week, Rob Mason, we've got part 2 of him from the Tup sale. We've also got...
Jon Forshaw shows us around his cauliflower field.
And we'd like, you know, things are a bit tough, aren't they? A bit down. The days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer, winter's on the way. So we'd like a laugh, right? So have you had anything that's happened on farm that the rest of the country could have a bit of cheery laugh about? Like when Ollie gets his tractor stuck drainage in that 15-foot hole and that kind of crack. Send it through to us, vids at the Real Country File.
.co.uk.
Or, you know, if you've got stuck, if you've rolled a tractor over, we obviously don't want to see people hurt or things like that. But if your pride's been hurt, that's funny. So send us into vids at the Real Country File. So let's see what Rob Mason got up to at the Tup sale.
85, 90,000, 100,000, 110, 110, 110, I can guarantee you 80, 110. Is it 110, 120, 120, 130, 130, 130,000, 130, 130,000, getting up and down, 130,000, 130. Is there anybody else there? They're all out the fed now, I have it behind me now, 130,000, 130,000, getting up and down, 130,000, go there, 130,000.
So just taking pictures of sheep, so once sheep have been sold in the ring, if any purchasers want the photos taken by professional photographers, then this is where we come. So just outside, so there's a queue of tups there waiting. They're just setting one up. There's one there being set up. And there's these 3 fantastic girls that take the pictures. While they lie down on the floor, get the best angles, so they make sure the legs are set right, feet are set right. Heads, really put some effort into to get them the best pictures they can. They spend all day doing this. These girls are absolutely brilliant. Right, so once we've had a good day here at Lanark, everybody's packing up now and we're done. There's been some fantastic sheep go through the ring. We've actually bought one today, so we came just for a look. We've actually bought one of these here. So it's the boy at the back with a blue ribbon on. So he's our new stock up at Hoskins this year, and he's by this man, Jeff Aiken from Proctor Farms.
Yeah.
So have you had a good day, Jeff?
Yeah, we've had a good day. It's been a good sale. There's been lambs up to 160,000 and 120,000, I think.
Yeah.
No, taxels are still king.
And obviously you've been in it a long time. How long have you been in taxels?
I've been involved in taxels since the year 2000. So. Yeah, it's changed over the years from when I first started, but as long as we still concentrate on the top ends, carcasses, once you start getting into the pedigree side, you have to look for the characteristics of the sheep, white hair and teardrops and things like that, but we'll have to look after the confirmation of the
keep that carcass, because at the end of the day, Texels, you know, it's commercial, it's your butchers, lambs, it's your length and your carcass.
That's the reason Texels were brought into this country, was for the carcass. And it was at the start just to produce prime lambs, but in latter years the Texels now used to produce a female, which then we go back to another continental breeder, back to the Texel again to produce a even more better quality prime lamb.
Yeah, you can see by here today by the quality that we've got, you know, and the amount of people and the amount of young people as well that are involved in Texels. You know, there's a lot of good young generation coming through.
Well, the membership in the Texel side is simply 2,500 members. And I think the big reason why young ones like to come into the Texels is because we have a no dressing room. So yes, you can see the sheep are coloured, but that's just to bring out the white legs and the white head to make them stand out a bit more. But for young ones coming in, that's all they have to do. There's no
trimming, no clipping.
We have inspections through the society sales for that. Anybody that does that gets their lambs chipped out. We're pretty strict on that.
Yeah.
So it's very good for young ones coming in because they know more or less show your sheep in a natural way.
Natural sheep. Yeah. So like a lot of questions we get when we're at shows and sales is this a natural colour of the sheep? So this isn't the natural colour. So what do we do to get them like that?
You can buy various dyes. It's just like a lady going to the hairdressers and getting her hair changed to a different colour. Again, you can get different colours, but again, it's just to make the white hair on the legs and the head stand out.
Sure, that's
Adds that more character to that.
Yeah, well, that's why we like this boy here today. Really, is good, nice skin on him, real white, bonny head, good length, solid, and I'm sure he'll do a great job for Hosking Shire, and he'll do well. So
I hope he does well for you.
yeah, I hope so as well. So from Lanark, from Jeff and everybody else here on the Real Country File, we'd just like to say to everybody, have a good day. That's done for today. So big thank you to Laurie and Simonton here up at Lanark. So with an ice cream to go home. So absolutely top day. Catch you all in a bit. It's now 10 to 10 at night. We've just got back from Laurie and Simonton and the Scottish National Sale up at Lanark. Had a really good day, managed to purchase a real good tub which we're looking forward to using this time. And we're actually back in the building where we started off at 5 o'clock this morning, and we've had another little baby. Yeah. So this one is actually a British Blue. It's another little girl, but this is a British Blue calf, which is more your beef types. So they say sometimes farming never stops, but it's enjoyable, and we're here, and like I say, we've got back tonight, and this cat was carving. We have cameras in this building, so we were watching it. I was watching it later on today, and on the way home my wife was with us and she was just keeping an eye on it on the camera, and we had somebody not so far away if there was any problems, but she's managed to carve on her own, experienced cow. So we've got another calf. So started off the day in this building and finished the day in this building. Cheers.
So that was Rob Mason at a sheep sale in Scotland. Next up, we've got Stephen in a cauliflower field in Lancashire.
Well, this young man stopped us at Great Eccleston the other week and said there's been not enough veg talk, really, on the Real Country File. So we've come along to meet Jon Forshaw and find out just why he is such an impressive chap in his field. So John, we like we said, we bumped into you. You said come and have a look at what we're doing down on Flatlands in Lancashire, and well, it's an impressive site. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your farm.
Yeah, so we're third generation. We grow quite a lot of brassicas, probably about 250 acres of brassicas. Potatoes, wheat, barley, some beetroot, bit of mixture of everything really, but mainly brassicas. We're in a field of Savoy cabbages here. There's about 15 acres of Savoy cabbages here. So these will be getting harvested around about November through till about March time, April, May. So they'll keep us going all winter, these, hopefully, if it doesn't come too wet or too cold.
Has it been a good start for these?
It was quite dry. We planted these in just after that 40-degree heat come. So they've not done too bad. We've had a bit of rain and they're looking all right. I mean, they're probably where they should be, but yeah, they've done all right. They've pulled through. So. And
in terms of kind of where the markets are going, so you're planting now. Have you already sold these, or do you wait and watch how, like with the arable lads, they watch for the price for ton for grain, or have you already got your markets tied down?
We grow some not on a contract but on a spec price for supermarkets. A lot of it's on wholesale, and unfortunately, like ours here, it's grown, it's ready. Within 2 days, it's spoiled, so we're kind of at the mercy of anyone's market. So the price they give you is the price you can take, because you can't hold on to it long enough, really. It's not too bad with Savoy cabbages because you can hold on to them a little bit longer, a couple of weeks maybe. They'll stand because it's cold, but like a cauliflower, once it's got to that size, within 2 to 3 days it's over the top and spoiled. So it's either you sell it and take the price on the open market and let it go, and if it agrees with you, it agrees with you, but if you lose money, you lose money. So what we find is we don't stick all the eggs in one basket. We grow quite a lot for supermarkets, we do a lot for wholesale suppliers. We go from like the top of Scotland all the way down to nearly at the point of like Cornwall. We do quite a bit into Ireland, Wales, all around, and then we use food procurement people as well, supplying hotels and restaurants. So we kind of run around like headless chickens, supplying everyone, but we find it works because we've got avenues into all different types of outlets for us.
Is there a quiet time of the year for you guys?
I wouldn't say quiet, but January is normally time when we sit down and we start looking at the year ahead. Christmas is manic because everyone has to buy 7 times too much for that one day a year. Not that I'm arguing.
Thank goodness.
It's great.
Yeah.
But January, you see they get credit card bills in after Christmas and they seem to slow down buying stuff. So I normally grab my week away then, get away on an aeroplane somewhere if I can, and we sit down and we start looking at the year ahead of how we're going to plan things. Obviously, with this year coming and next year going forward, we've got a heck of a lot to plan and a lot to work out if we can justify growing stuff.
So you've mentioned a few crops there that you grow. You're looking at this plan. I'm guessing you're looking at fertiliser cost, harvest cost, movement of people. That'll have a direct effect on what you decide then, and possibly new crops that might need less of all those inputs.
Yeah, I mean veg, barley we can play around with fertilisers and you can have less of a crop. With a cauliflower, it needs that base fertiliser. If you cut back, you won't get a little bit less of your crop, you just won't get a crop. It'll never get to maturity. So we're kind of stuck with that, and obviously with kind of thing like red tractor and stuff, we're not allowed to put farmyard manure on. So we're stuck different scenarios with that, but we're looking at obviously we put a lot of cover crops in for brassicas to try and harvest any fertiliser that was left or remaining, and we can put it in a green crop before. But yeah, we're struggling. It's going to be a big sit down, and there's going to be some notepads written on and see whether we can justify it.
You mentioned red tractor there. So red tractor, you can't use farmyard manure on brassicas.
We can use it on potatoes for the same, but you can't use farmyard manure for brassica field scale veg for that year. So we could put it on 1 year, a full calendar year before, but obviously we'd have to leave the field fallow, and then we can put a brassica in. So obviously we can't leave a field bare for 12 months. So we can't, it's not an option for us to put it in, because they've got the whole thing of a cauliflower is put under the same as a lettuce or celery. Although it grows out the ground and you actually eat the curd that's probably 9 to 12 inches above the ground, it still comes under the same jurisdiction as a lettuce for E. coli and things like that with farm manure. But we find that it's the best soil rejuvenator in the world. It's been used for thousands of years.
Do you plant any particular crop to then refix nitrogen into the soil, or?
We probably started about 6 years ago tailoring more things. We do quite a bit of black oats. We put different types of grasses in that we can obviously desiccate before we're going to plough it under for for nitrogen fixing. But we are looking at putting more tailored, like finishing crop, because these obviously be finished in March. You won't get a lot to grow in March, so obviously we'll probably put spring barley in after this. But with brassicas that are finished now, so we'll go with a black oats mix. It covers the land, so we've not got a lot of wheat growing, so we cut down on herbicide usage. Plus it soaks any fertiliser up that was left or we can drag out the ground. It keeps all wind erosion and it keeps a good root mass in the ground for us. And then come next year when we need the land again, we'll desiccate it off, plough it under. It gives us that nitrogen back and any trace elements.
Kind of, and you're working though in nature, aren't you?
Yeah, we find a lot of lapwings. We're cauliflowers, it's always bizarre. They've got loads and loads of land around it, but you always find lapwings will always want to go in beds of cauliflowers or cabbages. So we find a lot of lapwings, oyster catchers, all go in and nest in between a cauliflower or a cabbage.
And they fledge, of course, before you harvest.
Yeah, before we harvest, yeah.
It's
a win-win for us. It's great to see them.
Now, I believe that you've had some kind of a change of tack with some of your beetroot produce, and we're going to go and see that back in the yard. Is that right?
Yeah. So we grow a lot of beetroot, and obviously the year when you grow big ones, they want small ones. If you grow small ones, they want big ones. And obviously by the time it gets to that finishing product, you can't really change it because it grows on its own. So my wife came up with an idea of steaming a little tiny beetroot that's probably, I'm trying to think the size, it's smaller than a golf ball, and infusing it with a fancy vinegar. So we pitched it to a local supermarket booth. They tried it, tasted it, loved it, fell in love with it straight away. So we started doing it, we thought it'd be a little nichey job. We thought, you know what, a couple of thousand pots a year. It's took off from a couple of thousand to do nearly probably 35 to 40,000 pots a year now.
Wow.
So it keeps us busy.
Well, let's go and have a look at that operation, John. What a fantastic job Rob Mason did for us as our very first roving reporter here on the Real Country File. If you think you can do the same, if you're going somewhere interesting, you're always going interesting places, aren't we?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, then we'd love to hear from you. Anywhere in the UK or indeed abroad. If you're doing something agricultural or countryside related, you can record it on your phone, send it through to us. Where are we sending them to, Angela?
It's vids@therealcountryfile.co.uk, or you can also message us on our Instagram page, The Real Country File.
Get in touch.
So that's about it for this week. Thank you all for watching. If you've made it this far, please click like, and if you've not subscribed, click subscribe. Apparently only 40% of the people that watch these videos are subscribed, so there's a lot of you that haven't yet, so don't forget to hit subscribe. And then
Tell your mates.
tell your mates. Yeah, share it on Facebook, Instagram, anything like that. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you all next week.